Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here in this critical matchup that is being played right here, right now. It's Herr versus Redbyte.it. My name is Ace here live once again on the stream, and we have ourselves a co-commentator for this one. Welcome, Menace, once again.
Welcome. Thank you for thank you for letting me be on again and joining you guys for the rest of the day. It should be a whole bunch of fun matches, and I mean to start off the morning with such a critical match, as you said. I mean, Her and Redbyte going up. I don't know if anyone knows this one, but if Her win this 13-10, Her go through by 1 round difference.
Right.
If Her win the 13-11,
Redbyte
go through
by 1 point. Right.
So even if they win, they could lose.
Mm-hmm. That right there is a critical point. And of course, if Redbyte wins this or draws this, they go through as well. So that right there is pretty much how this is going to work out. How do you think this is going to turn out, though? Because Herr versus Redbyte, statistically, what do you think?
Statistically, I'm expecting big things from Her. I think they can do it. It's definitely within their skill capabilities to be able to pull this one off.
Especially if you consider their play at Sage, where they knocked out Epsilon like that, so they can just pull something out of the bag.
That's true. I mean, the WTF's already coming out from Redbyte. Met your last man standing, and this is actually takes out Prophecy. And this could be a good start for the Her side, of course. They now need every single round. I mean, we said yesterday that even though it's group stages, every single round is so vital so that you can avoid these kinds of situations. And unfortunately, we're still seeing one of the teams in this predicament. And Met is going to be taken out there by Mean. First round going to go to Her, and it's a good start for them.
Yeah, absolutely. The clock is ticking. Herr did win themselves the pistol, and they will be on the attack. Senjay running the bomb, and it looks like they're going to go for a B push. As you already mentioned, the pressure is definitely on. They need to win as many rounds as they possibly can. Hopefully even maybe an 8-4 coming out of the attack round. That would be absolutely great for them. Redbyte, on the other hand, if they can pull off a 6-6 or maybe even a 5-7, then they would be in a very, very good position. But Senjay will open up the first picks, and Herr, in general, already getting themselves the first 2, so they're already looking good in their second round.
Definitely. I just see a couple of guys asking there. I'm just going to run through the lineups quickly. For the Her side, we have Mean, Senzai, Prophecy, Sulu, and Pizazu. And then for Redbyte, we have Evo, Met, Riddick, Termi, and Max. So, a couple of guys from the old Oxdot Inamax side in there as well.
Yeah, and the old TLR team. As we shall see how this is going to pan out. Herr once again pushing for A this time around. Did not even get that bomb planted the first time. Let's see what Senjay can do here. Nothing scoped out just yet. Just peeking just past the smoke. Nothing gonna be there. Meanwhile, though, let's see what the SMGs are up to. There's Met just setting outside of mid, just inside of mid shops. Senjay only being taken out as Voodoo gets himself the first scope shot in on towards Senjay in this series. Gets himself another one. Not too bad at all.
Coming big with an AK in with an AK inside A. He's already dropped 3 players that have tried to push into there. Termi taking out Solius. Solius pushed in, was hoping that his teammate can maybe come back in. Prophecy is now your last man standing. And I can imagine from just losing a single round how nervous these guys must be getting, because they can realize as much how good Redbyte are and how much they cannot lose a round.
No, absolutely not. Making a score 1-2. Quickly gonna change off my my settings here. There we go. My apologies for that. As Senjay will be the first one to drop scope out of the equation. It's definitely not going to help Herr at all, especially on these long stretches of road. Mean on underlook. Nobody in mid shops. Termi and for Redbyte, the scope. Looking around, double palms on setup. The entry on towards A has been very, very slow so far from Herr. And Redbyte are be given all the opportunity in their world to get their positioning right. SMGs for Herr are not doing anything. Pizazu just sitting just here, looking to get in. Definitely going to be difficult. Prophecy on the other hand. Same thing there. Met will open up the first one. Solo down. Mean still with the bomb. Get dropped as well. Looks like Redbyte have this in the pocket. but it's still definitely possible. Yeah, there's Met being taken down as well as his Prophecy last man standing. Not going to happen. It's 2-2. Can Herr... Yeah, this is definitely already looking interesting.
Now, the problem, or the thing I saw there is, I don't know if it might be their nerves or if they're just too scared to lose players that they, like you said, they took so long to move into that A side. And, I mean, that could be their detriment toward the end, because if they don't actually attack and they don't actually get in there like I have seen them do so many times, then they're just going to start losing out. But we will see 3 players towards the A side here for the Redbyte side, and unknown to them, Herr are mostly at the B. And hopefully Herr can play this to their advantage and start picking off his players towards the B side. Riddick inside B, going to take out Senzai. Hopefully his team can get the revenge frags.
Riddick in the meantime, just barely fails to get the cross there from one of the Herr players. I believe it was either Solu or Pazazu on the cross there, still holding down onto the B side. The first entry has been made. It was actually Prophecy being taken down by Riddick. And there's another one just about to show their face. Does Riddick know? Yes, he does now, because Voodoo just got himself dropped. Riddick knows there's somebody right around the corner, just outside there. It is going to be none other than Solu, who's just sitting there, being tagged up once. As soon as he gets in for a cross, Riddick will be waiting for him. Saw himself yet another one. There it is, takes up Solu, that's one. And Mean and Pazazu. Mean does get himself the single. But the entry picks on towards B are going to be extremely difficult. He needs to get the one on the right now. Sitting just by this wall. Does not get himself the kill. But Pazazu does. Plant coming in. Will Termi be able to get here? Yes, he will. And that right there is going to make the score 2-3. Starting to get very, very difficult here for Herr. An attacking side on strike. Being behind after 5 rounds.
Yeah,
not looking too
not good, especially when they were the ones that chose the attack side.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry, Senzai starting us off with a nice little scope here. And what I've also noticed is that we actually have a player on his way to a bond. We have Max on 0 for 5. And
yes.
if we could see a bond at LAN, I think that would
a 007. Yeah, that'd be great.
Again, we're moving into the slow play. We're still pretty. Still looks like they don't want to expose too much. Max actually landing a frag. Gonna give him the first frag of the game. Prophecy should be able to pick up this one to get the revenge frag. He's doing it so well. And now Riddick's got the. Oh, he's got the flanking all the way from B side. Takes out Senzai. And that's what slow play is going to do to you. It's going to allow the enemy to get into better positions and actually start attacking you and taking putting you off guard. Solly now your last man standing, 1 versus 4. Termi spotted him, and the rest of Redbyte is going to take it slow. Termi's going to pick him off, 2-4, and Herr seems to be slipping a bit as they get 2 rounds behind.
2-4 with 6 more rounds remaining in this half, as the Redbyte team will pick up 3 rounds back to back. Psychological advantage is starting to inch towards the Redbyte side. Let's see if they can continue to push in. Again, Herr is being so slow on their assault on A. They're not pushing in towards Statue very often. Finally, they have decided to do so. Pazazu now looking to go for that double pumps, and if they can get this kill on the cross right here, then they should be good, because the bomb is now in on the site. Pazazu can just hold back and get the bomb planted, and then Riddick and Termi are going to be in a difficult position. I think that this may be the first round for Herr that we've seen in a while.
I mean, if we look at their positioning and so on, they've actually been able to get into their bomb side within 30 seconds into the round, and they had all 5 players up, which of course gave them a massive advantage because they were able to set up base inside A. Pazazu going to finish off Termi there, and they're going to win a round. They're going to have 4 players left standing. Sorry, I even got that wrong. So, definitely a lot better play from Herr in that round. And with Solu getting a nice front spawn, we might actually see them rushing A again.
Yep.
And really trying to get in there quick. Barely misses that.
Solu in the meantime is, sadly enough, going through mid shops and finally boosting up, trying to get in towards the site. Pazazu getting the kill on Voodoo. And like you said, the entries in towards... Oh, kill from behind as Met comes in. Pops himself over the wall, and all of a sudden the entire rush in towards A has been locked down. I don't think Mean should be able to get this plant in. Termi looking over. Max on the other side of the map. Where's Mean? Can he get the plant? Oh, he's dead. And that's just prophecy remaining. And like you said, you can maybe, whether or not it's a case of not being able to push too quickly in towards the site, that's the case. But their game sense seemed to be a little bit off right now because yeah, they really did not expect Redbyte to follow them into the site that quickly already.
Yeah, it's one of those things Redbyte noticed, hey, wait, they got into that round quickly. Let's actually let them take it and then surround them once they've gotten in. You know, kind of catching them off guard, adapting to Her's gameplay, and it really worked out for them as they were able to finish all that round pretty quickly and pretty easily.
Solo and Pizazu both down. Let's see what Voodoo can do here. He's been really rocking it up for the Redbyte side so far. 10-6. Really making sure nobody's going to get in towards that A side. Where is the bomb? Bomb's currently up on Mean. And he is looking to get in towards A. I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon because Voodoo is just camping out on towards that site. Nobody's going to get in towards there as long as he's there.
Sensei taking it really slow to pick that cafe. Has actually spotted Term. He's going to fall back. He's going to re-peek, but he's not going to jump right at the opportunity to re-peek. He wants to make sure that all his spots are clear again. Now, Mean working with his scope to take out Evo. Prophecy getting a shot down to Reddick as Reddick decides to move in. Now, last man standing is Termy. He's going to push forward, trying to catch them off guard, and it won't work.
And the
brings
score.
Back Herr.
That's going to make the score 4-5. This is starting to become extremely difficult to call. We have 3 more rounds remaining in this half. And in all honesty, Herr will need all 3 of them at this rate.
Redbyte fighting back. One of the things I've also noticed is the frags are so even.
Yeah.
Like, each team scores or frags are duplicates of the other teams nearly.
Yeah,
which is,
Voodoo being at 10-7 compared to Mean's 10-6. The bottom we got 4-6 and 5-10 for Sensei and Med remaining. Sensei is actually quite interesting that he's been only got himself 4 frags so far. For a scope, you pretty much expect him to be a little bit higher on the fray.
I really did, and I mean I've seen him I think perform at his best, and he's been able to nail shots that make me want to slap my face because they're just utterly ridiculous.
Indeed.
So I really hope that he's just not having an off game. This is definitely not a time to have an off game.
No, definitely not. Absolutely. Termy will take down Prophecy. It's a 1v2. Mean. Let's see if he can clutch this. Well, if he does, he has got himself 32 seconds to do so. And this, yeah, he's gonna. Oh, yeah, unlucky on that one. And it's going to be 4-6 with 2 more rounds remaining. It's starting to look more grim by the second for the Herr lineup.
Now, the problem is if this actually does go to a tie and Herr don't have good defense, but I mean, of course, we can only see that once we actually get onto the respective other sides. But I mean, Herr really need to make everything they can of this now and get to 6-6.
Oh, Met getting him a sick little double as the Herr team tries to pile in towards the A site. He says no. SMG unleashes with a deagle to follow it up. Met holding himself steady. Can he get himself the hat trick? No, not just yet. But yeah, nobody's going to get in towards that site now. Pretty much all he needed to do there. And it does give Redbyte the opportunity to get ahead even more, potentially getting themselves the 4-7.
Senza on this front A side did actually change weapons right next to an enemy player. I mean, that's just asking for the guy to find out where you are. Now Sensei being gunned down a bit, put back into place, has to fall back and try and hide a bit. Oh, and Riddick with a brilliant AK spray down that street to take out Sensei. Oh, and Soli might be the next one. No, Met actually getting his hat-trick of that round. Gonna take it to 4-7.
Yeah.
And as much as we making it seem like Herr the underdogs here, I mean, Redbyte haven't been around all that much. So
no, especially if you consider a team like Herr, which have been together for such a long time. Sure, Solu has been removed from a team recently, and apparently haven't had that much time to play together. But still, a team that has won such things as managed to get on top in the high regions of play Outpost on Fire, winning a lot of the E-Series tournaments. You'd expect them to perform extremely well for a team that has been together for such a long time.
Definitely with like nerves should not be a problem for them.
No, absolutely not. And this could be the first time in a very long time where this team actually does not make it out of the group stages. Oh, Senjay getting Ibudu right there, and it's time to move in towards the site. One more round remaining in this this half. The Herr really need to get this one. If they don't, then they are very, very far away from the shore.
Oh, so brilliant how Mean actually looked up and stared at that sky and planted a bomb in a different position to where he planted it last, so he could not actually get naded. Now he has got one pushing up to his left. His teammate can't actually see it, which might be the end of him. Termi takes him out. Now Senza's going to want to look to peek one, and he does try to go for the one on the bomb. Riddick's going to pick up the frag from Statue. Brilliant teamwork from Redbyte there to close off those two with basically... they didn't even fight back.
No, absolutely not. And that right there is going to mean that Herr has not won any rounds for the last 4 in a row. They managed to win round number 8 when they scored the 5, or at least the 4 to 5. But now all of a sudden we're seeing Team Redbyte gaining so much momentum that I would not be surprised if we're going to see a timeout somewhere in the very near future from Herr trying to knock them off their socks, because the pressure is on. Neither of these teams want to lose this match. If they do, well, then they get knocked out of the tournament, and that right there is what neither team wants. Sure, the Italians from Redbyte have got a lot more to lose because their travel time is a whole lot more than the Herr lineup.
One thing I also just want to point out, where we usually say, yeah, 1st to 13 wins or whatever, guys, Redbyte only need another 3 more rounds to win. They only need 11, and they've technically gone through. They've gone out.
Yep.
They're out the group, so they don't need to worry about anything else then afterwards.
No, and on the other hand, Herr can only allow to give them 2 more rounds, and then, well, basically they need to win 9 rounds out of the next series in order to push themselves back into the game. And that right there is going to be one incredibly steep hill to climb, because, well, only coming out of 4 rounds on the attacking side on strike is pretty damn bad.
Yeah, that's not really something you want to be looking towards. I mean, having played versus ECM before, I mean, attack on strike is about one of their best maps they've had, and they've beaten teams 13-4 on it, like professional teams. So attack you really can use to its full advantage. Now we'll see the push coming in here from the Redbyte side. They are going to take over that A. Riddick's actually going to take out Prophecy, which means they won't even need to get the bomb down. 9-4, they need 2 more rounds to basically take the win and get into the playoffs.
And that's going to make them win 5 rounds back-to-back. Herr must be starting to scratch themselves behind the ears. As soon as the Redbyte team starts to get themselves in towards double digits, this is pretty much over, because then the psychological advantage becomes just a little bit too much to handle for the German-Dutch lineup. In the meantime, though, we already see Pizazu and Prophecy getting dropped, and Mean as well met once again coming around. No hat-trick for him this round, but on the other hand, yeah, look at this, Termi. Fair enough. Solo getting himself the double right there. Finally being shut down. But it's just going to be Senjay remaining. He's trying to get himself the shot on towards Termi, but it was not to be. And that right there is going to make it 10-11. Normally, I would say this 3 more rounds remaining. Right now, we're looking at a match point for Redbyte.
Or playoff point.
Playoff point even, yeah.
There you go. And it just seems that Herb started to crumble under this. I don't want to say they've given up, but it really starts to look like that in their playstyle. They've only got one SMG moving towards this A side. Prophecy taking out Met. Pizazu getting 2 there as he takes out Evo and Max. And maybe I'm completely wrong, and they've reignited the flame. And they are definitely still in this.
I would not go that far just yet. Sure, the score may be 10-5, but I'm not going to lie. That is one incredibly uphill battle they have to fight, as I've already said before. Sure, they can do it, but all Redbyte has got to do, they got to if they oh, Senjay with an absolutely sublime little shot there on Termi. Sorry to interrupt myself there, but like I said, the thing is, I just don't see it happening at this rate because it's just such a difficult thing to do, and all Redbyte have to do is play conservatively because they can just sit back, hold back. They are on the attacking side here. They will be able to get in towards A fairly quickly. And there we have it. Mean and Prophecy will be the last men standing here for a Herr. Does get himself the one towards Voodoo, but that right there is Matt down, Prophecy down as well. Mean will be the last one, sitting by that B site. This is not going to happen for Herr.
Explosives planted.
And that split and pick star has been really working for Redbyte. And they would be the play of GG's. But of course, these guys are still playing for their pride, so they're still going to try and give it everything they can to win this. I'm not even sure if these teams would know about the score differences they require.
Well, I'm sure they do, but I just got them because the admins most certainly do. Because that's how I managed to get it all through from those guys. So that right there is pretty much... yeah, they should be able to know about this. But all of a sudden, we're seeing Senjay suddenly picking up the AK, and where he was not hitting anything with the scope, he's ripping it apart with the AK, but it's too late right now.
That's one of those things you hope he could have tried earlier on in the game. You know, maybe change something up when he was hitting a 4-for-6 and not doing too well on scope. Oh, and he started off brilliantly to take out Termi. And if this is a hope of a comeback, it's a little bit late. Senzai again onto Max. Oh, pulls out the Deagle. Met's going to get the better of him. But the Revenge Frag should come in here, sort of heavily tagging up Met. I don't know how the hell he survived that. And now Met... Oh, his teammate Eva over there on the A side, taking out Prophecy.
Same time though, Voodoo with the bomb. Oh, he's gonna get shot in the back because Bazazu comes in 11-7. And yeah, again.
Wrong time for a comeback.
Yeah, quite. I'm personally wondering whether or not they realize what the hell is going on with this series.
I genuinely don't think they knew for some other arbitrary reason, but we shall see. Now her starting off one man down as an early frag takes out Senzai. Riddick taking up Mean. Termi on that scope. Termi has been terminating. Is that appropriate?
Terminating?
Oh, terminating.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that works. Well, Max, on the other hand, doing exactly the same thing. We're seeing another round here. It's, well, the match was already played pretty much 5 minutes ago, but let's just rip it off. Match point for Redbyte.it. The Italians going all the way down to the Netherlands to play in this tournament of the Call of Duty 4 Masters, made possible by Adroits. You're watching KSTV here on the stream live. Get myself a spec and Menace on the comms as Termi could have done a little bit better there if he... That right there is a no-scope and a half.
Now, Redbyte's going to be the lineup in this round. It's, I mean, he doesn't really need to worry too much about actually winning the round. Pretty much just getting through and getting to the next one and get that 13 just to officially close off this match. Oh, and he actually picks off Prophecy. Going for the 1 versus 3, and of course, Means giving away his position. Oh, Riddick peeks up again, does get taken out. 12-8, 4 more rounds.
Especially that SMG at range. That's interesting.
But I mean, these days, I don't know what's been going on, but I've seen some ridiculously long-range SMGs. Starting off the round, we'll see Toby pick off Solia, and it might be, looks like actually a reasonable split. We've still got one towards A, and now it is going to be an all-B push as the Redbyte team start closing around their B side.
That's funny, because considering Voodoo is sitting over at A with the bomb.
So what they've done is they've now baited all the players out of that site. We've actually seen this being done a couple of times before. The whole team, except for one, would push towards the A side, but oh, Eva might actually be shut down here, and this will mean that The Prophecy would have had the bomb with him, but it won't be like that. GG's are called. And the game will go towards Redbyte in the end.
Yeah, there you have it. As Redbyte will solidify their place within the groups, as it would appear that Team Herr has been knocked out of this one. It's a real shame because we did look, especially if we consider their performance over on the last LAN, which was Sage knocking out one of the favorites out of the tournament, and now suddenly we're seeing this happening. It's a real shame that it had to happen, but what can you do? It's video games. It is LAN. Sometimes you're just not feeling it. We'll be trying to figure out what the next match is going to be. I'm thinking that it's going to be the start of Group C. Not quite sure just yet. We're going to try to sort that one out. But on the stream right now here on KSV is myself, A-Spec, with On the Comms, Menace. And don't go anywhere because we'll be right back with you with more Call of Duty from the Adroits COD4 Masters.